Right, so how are you this week, Rebecca Elliott?
I'm alright.
You say you're not feeling...
I'm not feeling tip-top.
Super duper.
I'm okay. And my chicken had to be put down. That was the big news this week.
Did it actually have to be physically put down by somebody?
It did. So I think we should take a moment just to remember Steve.
Let's remember
the
Steve
chicken.
for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that enough time?
Yeah. No, but the thing is that when it's just a chicken, obviously.
It is a chicken.
But she was very, very old. She was a battery hen, and we gave her a nice retirement.
Yeah.
You having issues with your?
Yeah, it's all right. I can
Do
go
you want
with
me to
it.
take a tool to it?
I need a tool.
So I had to take her to be put down, and I'm just aware that whenever there's any kind of death, I'm just reminded of Clemmie.
I know.
And so I was really concerned that I was going to cry in the vets because she was going to think I was crying because of a chicken.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then you'd have brought her down. I'd go, no, I'm crying about my dead daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then she'd be like, the chicken reminds you of the dead daughter. Yeah, the chicken reminds me of my dead daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So I was a little bit concerned about that, but it was okay.
That's the trouble with tragedy, though, isn't it? Like, it takes you could so easily go into any situation. Like
exactly, it just taps in. You've got when you've had grief, you've got that little well of sadness.
Yeah.
And does this sound weird to you?
A little bit echoey. I think it'll be all right.
Well, hopefully.
Maybe it's the rain. It's really raining today.
What I like about the vets is that when you go in there, they don't say your name. They say the name of the pet.
Oh,
so they say Steve.
Oh, Steve's ready.
Yeah.
Oh.
But with my cat has a second name. I always give cats two names. I think that's important.
Well, like a middle name?
No, like a surname.
Well, surely that'd just be Elliot.
No, it's just, the cat's not our child, is it? It's more of a lodger.
Yeah, so what do you call him?
It's Bernard Leibowitz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've never had the nerve to tell the vet that that's his name. Because I don't think I could keep a straight face.
See, my dog's
Bernard
very
Leibowitz.
My dog's very much Hudson.
Dolly Hudson.
Dolly Hudson.
That's not your child, though.
No.
She's her own person.
No, see, it does annoy me when my husband says, "Go see mummy." Like
She's go and see mummy.
I'm not. I know.
No.
And she does put a tongue in my mouth, so that'd be weird. I know.
Just disgusting.
There's nothing right about that on any levels.
Really, really.
I say, Dolly, I love you. Not that much.
No, exactly.
You know what I mean?
You're listening to Don't Laugh But with Kirsty Hudson and Rebecca Elliott, the random banter of two idiots laughing at life.
Went to the same restaurant this week.
Okay, I was going to ask you about my week, but that's
go on.
fine.
Yeah, no, I was just filling in a couple of things about my week. Then I was going to go. It's going to be all about you.
Okay,
all about you.
You went to a restaurant.
So I went to the same restaurant that I set fire to a napkin a
Ah,
couple of weeks
the
ago.
napkin.
And this week I set fire to a hat.
Oh
In
no!
the same restaurant. It was actually my son who did it, but I was responsible for him. So
You set fire. Look, I'm having issues. You set fire to a hat.
Yeah.
Did you? What?
Yeah.
How?
The waitress noticed. And
With the
put it out.
candle situation, did you put
Yeah,
the hat
because
on
they've
the
got a
candle?
stupid little candle in the middle of the table. It's already lit. You go in there, it's the middle of the day, you can't see it's there. Son took his hat off, put it on the candle. Big old flames. Yeah. Anyway, that's my week gone.
Do you know when my son took the hat off? There's a song about that. The sun has got his hat on.
That's
that's
true.
it.
Yeah. Different kind of sun, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But it's weird, isn't it, to think of the sun? Because like if the sun did have a hat on, I mean that would be on fire.
That would be on fire.
So yeah, my week. What's my week been like? I'm a bit nasally. I've had really bad hay fever this week.
Oh, so have I.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, no, it's not about you. It's not about you. Have you?
Yeah.
How has that
I think the
manifested
dishwasher
itself?
needs a bit of salt in it. So
Yeah, don't drink when you're talking. This is your turn. This is my turn to drink. And
okay.
You're now talking.
Okay. Hay fever's been really, really bad. Did a lovely gig in Chelmsford this week. I've never been to Chelmsford before.
Are you going to go back?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I say hello to people at Chelmsford. We have had some lovely messages on
Yes, we have.
on our Facebook page. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, good people.
We really appreciate those. That's always a joy and a pleasure. How has my week been? My week has been emotional. My boy turned 15.
Yeah.
Which is, I just do find that emotional. Thinking back to the day he was born and the passage of time. And what I was thinking, I talked to my mum about this last night, is that like they get bad rap, teenagers.
They do.
Like I really
Unfairly.
I like him. I mean he's good to hang out with. I like his friends. I like his girlfriend. They're just good people. They're just good. And I just think they're trying their best. Do you know what I mean? And I just think, like, I'm really glad I'm not growing up as a teenager right now. Just
it's a tough world.
Constant amount of information they have.
Yeah, and the pressure.
All of the time.
Right, so today we're going to talk about failure.
We are.
But there's a reason behind it.
Because we had a massive fail yesterday, didn't we?
We've already done a podcast this week. This is full disclosure, good listener. And it bombed massively. So we had an epic fail of our own.
We did.
And I think we need to talk about what it was about. But it was basically, we were both exhausted.
We were. It was lack of sleep, and it was a bit of a subject. The subject was creativity.
It was, yeah.
And
I think the subject wasn't the problem. I think it was us.
I think it was us because there should be lots to talk about, and we just we talked for a long time.
It was the most banal, dullest. Like, we didn't even have the energy to slag each other off.
No.
It was like two acquaintances just mumbling their way through an awkward dinner.
It was like we talked so much and said nothing.
We said so little.
You know.
Exactly. So that's why we're doing another one now. And we're going to do it on failure.
Because what we are.
That's what's happened this week.
That's
failed.
We failed massively.
Miserably because we were tired and grumpy. Because it had been your son's 15th birthday the day before.
It was my son's 15th birthday.
Quite a lot.
I had a gin or two.
Yeah.
Or 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were doing that the next day and it was just,
I think it was tired. And what? We're busy. We've been busy with work.
We don't want to inflict that on people.
No, we don't.
You know, you don't want to have to sit through that.
You don't.
I didn't want to sit through that and I had to.
Yeah, we sat through it once. Then you had to sit through it again, listening to it. Oh no. So we're bringing you the joy of failure today.
Failure, absolutely.
The joy of failure.
So my initial thoughts on failure, it's something we all have to deal with.
Yeah.
And that's a kind of obvious point, but we do. And people say your success is based on not how much failure you have, but how you deal with it.
Yeah.
Which I think is a very good point.
It is.
And the life with no failure is a life without risk or fulfillment. And if you go on to
oh, hold on, that's quite deep right there.
A life with zero failure.
Yeah.
Is a life that hasn't perhaps. It's going well.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll do another one this week. The life with no failure is a life that hasn't pushed itself.
Yeah. That's true.
I mean?
Yeah.
To get to failure, you've got to push yourself to your limit, and then go and then reassess and try again or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you go to Google and you go, failure memes, it's filled with all that kind of crap. Without failure, you can't reach success and da. And there was one that was quite extreme, got it up there. So fear of failure is a ticket to mediocrity. If you're not failing from time to time, you're not pushing yourself. And if you're not pushing yourself, you're coasting. And at that point, I thought, that's harsh.
That's hard, there.
And actually, I'm going to big up mediocrity.
Oh, now.
There's nothing wrong with a bit of good old-fashioned mediocrity.
Well, that's what I said yesterday.
That's what you want.
That's one good thing that came out.
Hark back to a conversation they haven't heard.
I'm going to tell them what the conversation was. I said, there's a type A personality and a type kind of B personality, and I'm probably like a type Z or, a Z. I was American for a second there.
Yeah.
Like a type Z personality, and those type A people are just on it all day. And I have about 15 minutes after lunch where I'm barely mediocre.
That's true. That's true. And I'm going to pretend like that's the first time I've ever heard that.
Did you laugh at it? Thank you.
That is hilarious.
That's beautiful. Can you just see, I've got a little bug. Just walking around my microphone.
It's a lucky bug.
It doesn't care.
Yeah, no, I think it's true, and I think it's okay to just be sometimes.
It is, but I think this is a
strive. We're constantly striving.
This is a lovely point. This is a lovely point, but can we just pause that for a second, because I do want to say, don't roll your eyes, but I have massively failed today.
Go on.
Look at my eyebrows.
Your eyebrows are an epic fail.
They're
two epic fails.
They are
they're like two angry caterpillars.
I had them
gearing up for a fight.
I know. I said somehow, right?
It could be the wings of a beautiful, if
I had my eyebrows waxed, and somehow they're bigger. Do you know how does that happen?
I don't know.
She did tint them. She tinted them.
Yeah, you look angry.
She didn't just tint them. She just painted those fuckers on. I nearly swore.
You did swear.
I did.
What you did.
You have to do that.
Yeah, she's made you look permanently angry. So.
It's
quite
just
fierce.
But going back to that point of just allowing yourself to be. And I think actually that is where the power is. When you just allow things to be as they are and just you allow yourself to be, that just can shoot you into the stratosphere.
It can. Stratosphere.
Atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
No, to the atmosphere.
Yes.
Can I just think that
Stratosphere.
Stratosphere, that's the word.
Yeah.
I quite like stratosphere.
No.
Okay, so it does, because, we've just got to sometimes be still.
Yeah, well, one of my questions was going to be, is there a right time to stop trying and give up, or should you just always keep trying? Because obviously, the obvious point to make is, keep trying. If you fail, it's fine, just crack on again. If that's your dream, if you've had knockbacks, we've all had knockbacks. I mean, you're a stand-up comedian, you've had obviously a fair share of knockbacks. Mm-hmm. If you're a writer like me, I've got a whole drawer full of rejections. Mm-hmm. But it's, you have to kind of get over that, and you go, do you know what, but this is what I want to do, and I'm going to keep going, I'm going to try again, I'm going to try something new. But is there a point where you actually have to go, do you know what, I tried it, I failed, it's alright, I'm going to stop?
Yeah, that is a really interesting question.
I had to reach that point with ice skating.
Did you?
Quite early on, yeah.
Oh, see, now that is something that I quite excel at.
Oh, do you?
Surprises you? Yeah, I'm a good ice skater.
You've got quite a low centre of gravity.
Yes. I can
imagine you gliding.
I am a glider. I broke my wrist ice skating once.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, in Holland. Yeah, but I am quite a nimble ice skater.
No, I actually have dreams of being able to ice skate. That's how much I want to be able to do it. I can just imagine myself doing it. It feels wonderful. The couple of times I did it, and I was a teenager, but I've got zero balance, just nothing. Mm-hmm. And I was doing it for about the third time with my sister. And you have the ice skating guys who come round and kind of pick up the kids who are falling down. Yeah. They did in this place anyway. And the same guy who works there had picked me up for about the 22nd time. And he said to my sister, does she have special needs? She got some sort of learning difficulty.
Oh, bless you.
That's how bad I am.
So you didn't have one of those little penguins to push around?
No, I was too old for that.
Oh.
But I did just no skills. Zero. So at that point I thought, you know what? It's time to give up on that dream. And that's okay.
And have you made peace with that?
Kind of. I do still dream about it. But no, I have. It's okay.
Yeah,
I can do other things.
To know when to stop. I mean, is
do a lot of other things.
No. I like success is the amount of joy you feel in a given one time.
Yeah.
Right? I would suggest.
Yeah.
So I feel that if it's just that striving and struggling, and that grasping is not giving you kind of any pleasure, then maybe that is the time to go, do you know what? It's all right.
If you're finding pleasure in the striving, if you're writing or something and you're finding pleasure in that, and it's not about the end result, it's not about if you find a publisher or da-da-da. If you're finding joy in the process, doesn't matter if it keeps getting rejected. Carry on. But if the joy is gone, don't put yourself through that. It's fine. Do something else.
And I think that's the key, right? Then just kind of how
acceptance.
Much, acceptance and joy. And what am I feeling from this? What am I getting from this experience?
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of times I have failed, I
can only imagine.
Oh, epically. I mean, do you know though? Once I did have an epic fail.
Go on.
In Iceland.
Really?
Not the country.
What did you do?
I was in the shop.
Yeah, I got that.
I wet myself in Iceland.
You wet yourself in Iceland. Did it freeze over?
It just was so embarrassing, and
I don't think you had to add that. What happened? How does that happen? Is this as an adult?
Yes, it wasn't that long
Were
ago.
You ill in any way?
No,
Did you laugh?
I had
sneeze?
just let it go too long to go to the toilet. It was, and I'm in there.
Did anyone know? Is there a puddle?
I had to get my frozen mashed potato, and I'm there.
It always comes back to potato.
I'm walking down.
Wait, hold the phone. Who buys frozen mashed potato?
Well,
just boil a potato and stamp on it.
I do. I'm that woman that does that. I mean, of course I peel a potato. I'm not ashamed of that.
Okay.
But there are times where a frozen potato, frozen mashed potato. Potato. Potato.
You say potato, I say potato.
Yeah.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Yeah. No, I bought some frozen mashed potatoes.
Right.
And I'm walking down the aisle and I went, oh.
Were you on your own?
I was on my own.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I'm like, but why? I was like a bottle of water, and I'm like, I'm going to pretend. And so I poured a little bit down my
You poured water down you to
just a little bit, just over top, discreetly. And I just thought, well, I'm just going to say I've spilled water down myself. That's, if someone else
smells of piss.
Yeah, but every time I go back in there now, I'm like, they've watched the CCTV. They know that I've wet myself.
Video of that out there
I mean, there's worse places it could happen
No, there aren't.
than Iceland. Oh, there are far worse places it could happen than
Maybe
Iceland.
Buckingham Palace or something.
Oh God, that would be shameful, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Me and the Queen.
Okay, so you've weighed yourself in Iceland. That's that was an epic fail.
That was an epic fail.
But you've tried. You've not stopped trying going to Iceland. You've kept that up, and I think that's admirable.
Yeah. And I failed on stage like epically as well.
Yeah.
There was one time.
That must be horrible.
There's nothing worse.
Yeah.
Because
I sing on stage.
Yeah.
We did a gig on Saturday night. Didn't go down that well. But you think, well, I've done my job. It's okay, and as long as there's a couple of people applauding at the end, that's all you're after, and it's fine. I've still played music, but if you haven't made someone laugh, that's why you're up there. That's the only reason you're there.
The
Am I
only
making it
reason
worse?
you're there. Yes. But it's. Do you know what?
You've massively failed.
I hate to say it.
No, it must be horrible.
But I welcome those gigs because they do teach you so much, and there's no way around it with stand up. You know, like I do loads of gigs on the open mic. It's like I'm lucky enough to get paid sometimes as well, and like, but on the open mic circuit, you're just gonna die at loads on the.
Yeah.
You're just going to die lots. And it's part of the job, and that's why the job takes so long for people to become really, really successful at it, because it is a hard job to do. But you know what? You just got to not take it seriously. I mean,
It's difficult though.
Yeah, it is. I have cried.
Not to feel failure really quite sharply.
It does, and I have cried on the train on the way home and in my car on the way home.
You cried in Iceland?
I cried.
Yeah.
Bits of me
Everything
cried in
comes out
Iceland.
of
You know what I mean? It's all fluid coming out. But I dived in a club that I really wanted to do well at a little while ago, and that knocked my confidence hugely. And like my confidence, like I am a relatively confident person,
I've noticed that.
I have days of huge confidence, I have days of low confidence, but I think that those when failure happens, it takes a knocking.
It does. But there's no successful person out there really that hasn't met failure along the way.
Well, look at Michael Jordan.
Yes. And you hear celebrities' tales, and we all love to hear that bit of their lives when they failed massively and picked themselves up.
Yeah.
Because Steve Jobs got fired from Apple. Einstein couldn't speak properly, fluently, till he was 9.
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling, obviously, that had just
she couldn't speak till she was
marriage.
42.
She couldn't speak till she was 42.
Yeah.
No, she had a failed marriage, and she was a single mum. She had no money. She had no job. And we all like those stories. In fact, the people who are famous without those stories, I don't like Ed Sheeran. I love Ed Sheeran. We're going to see Ed Sheeran. Love his music. Mm-hmm. But when he was on Desert Island Discs, and obviously they talk through their life and his ups and downs. There's no downs. I mean, all he's had to deal with is being ginger.
No.
And basically, I decided I was going to be a musician. I became a musician.
He slept on someone's couch for a long time. Oh, I know whose couch he slept on.
But it's
no,
still,
hold on,
as
let
a
me just
teenager, that's
remember
fairly normal.
No, because this guy was actually, you're probably right, because the guy was incredibly famous. Jamie Foxx.
Yes.
He slept on Jamie Foxx's couch for a long time.
Hardship, sleeping on Jamie Foxx's couch.
Yeah.
I could do that.
But he grew up in Framingham. I mean, that's really boring.
Framingham's beautiful.
It's got a castle on a hill.
It's lovely. My parents lived in Framingham, thank you very much. My mum was a vicar there.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
did Framingham alone?
Did the Sheerans ever go to her church?
No, but everyone in Framingham has a story about Ed Sheeran.
Oh, really?
Everyone. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I know the woman who taught him how to sing.
I don't like Framingham. I'm going to say it, put it out there. I don't like it. Sorry.
You're an idiot. Did you fail your driving test?
Nope. First time.
Really?
First time.
You're quite a good driver, aren't you?
Yep.
I'm not.
Nope.
I'm a terrible driver. I've been driving a lot.
I've never been in a car with you.
I only failed my test once.
I've never been in a car with you.
Don't come in a car with me. No, and I sit very close to the wheel, like an old woman, just peering over the top. White knuckles.
Yeah.
Yeah. I fear the driver in the car behind me. He's always the same character in my head, and he's an absolute arsehole. And I just feel that stress that I'm either going too slow or too fast.
So every time you drive, you feel like you fail?
Yeah, a little bit. I failed my first driving test because I drove at 30 miles an hour in a 60 mile an hour limit. And when I'd been doing 30 for probably about 5 minutes, and I kind of realised as the huge row of cars behind me kind of started lining up, and I'd driven this road many times before, and I suddenly realised during the test, this is a 60, isn't it? It's not a 30 limit.
Oh,
it's a 60.
no.
So at that point I thought, do I just slowly speed up, or do I just stick to 30 and pretend like I thought it was a 30 and I was doing my, doing the right thing? So I stuck to 30 and we were on that road for about 12 minutes. And that's why I failed. For being an idiot, basically. My husband failed his motorbike test stopping at a green light.
Oh no! He just sat there and it was... Yeah. What did the man behind go?
I wasn't there.
It's all great. Okay.
Yeah, I think the man behind did.
Okay,
it's
what's your biggest failure?
My biggest failure? Oh, I haven't thought about that.
Do you want a moment?
Well, I spent weighing up all the many, countless failures.
Yes.
Well, it depends what you call failure, really. I remember dropping out of...
Have you wet yourself anywhere?
No.
Who would do
That's
that?
a whole other level, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's failing as a human.
Yes. It's basic biology is what that
I
is.
dropped out of my psychology A level and I felt like an absolute failure for doing that.
Right.
But it turns out it was fine. And the 2 A levels I carried on doing. They got into university and it was not a problem. But that at the time, I felt like that was a massive failure because I'd always been quite academic. But I couldn't hack it. I couldn't hack the pressure of doing 3 and... I wasn't living at home and it was all... But, things like that, they turn out fine.
So is that like a failure that... Like, have you got a specific failure that...
Was that all good enough? No, I've got more. No, I was going to go on.
Oh, okay.
I've got many more.
Okay. Well, let me just...
How many you got?
Yeah. Is, that, like, a failure to go, wow, that turned out so wrong, but yet turned out so right.
Yeah, that would be...
Well, that was a good question, wasn't it?
It was a great question.
Yeah.
Well done. That would be the novel I spent 4 years of my life on. And it will never see the light of day because it's been rejected over and over by many publishers.
Wow.
But one of the publishers said, we don't want that book, but we do like her writing. What else has she got? Which is just what you want to hear when you spent 4 years on something. What else you got? What else you got?
Yeah.
Which is when I desperately then looked through my... notebooks, because it's Penguin. I mean, Penguin says that, like you don't. And I found the one sentence in my notebook that said, just an idea, 14-year-old fat girl wants to be a stand-up comedian.
Oh.
And my agent sent that to them and they went, yes, that's the one, get her to write that.
Wow.
So, and that's being published. So again, that was 4 years, that's not going anywhere, and that was my baby, that was my novel. And that has failed, but then it turns into something else.
You
so
see,
it's that failure.
Because I am a great believer in what you want wants you. Like...
What does that mean? It's one of your little Gandhi statements. What you want wants you.
Yeah, in that, like if it's meant for you, it's gonna come. Like if
I wanted Alan Rickman, he didn't want me.
Nah.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's old and dead.
He's dead. Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's not my fault though.
No, not really. But I think that like what I mean by that is like so if it's meant for you, it'll come. Yeah. Basically. So if it there's no point in stressing about whether you're going to become quote unquote successful, or like because today's standards, like this is the whole thing about like you think of like the J.K. Rowlings and the Ed Sheerans and all those, and so by today's standards, like good lord, that's a lot of pressure to go. Yeah. If we see that as success, but do you know what? Actually, success can be just getting up in the morning.
Absolutely. And to love and be loved and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and I think
actually just slowing down sometimes, not speeding up, not striving, but actually just slowing down, looking around, seeing what you've got, appreciating that.
Yeah, and I think to love and be loved is a huge thing right there. That was beautiful because that's I think when people die, that's the things that people care about. Was I loved and did I love well?
Absolutely.
And I think that
classically they say not did I spend more time in the office, but I think I would think that a little bit because I like being in the office.
Yes, I know, but that's about because you love what you do, and I think that is great. But you can love what you do and not have to be as amazing as J.K. Rowling.
Oh, totally.
Do you, that's what I'm saying. It's like you can just go. You know what? And success is just showing up sometimes. Yeah.
I think I find that I said that in the podcast the other day, and you've just stolen it as your own quote.
Success is just showing up. I mean, 80% of success is showing up, I believe. Yeah.
Somebody amazing said that recently. I can't think who.
Someone somewhere.
I was talking about that and kind of, I was going to say, are kids encouraged to fail these days and to be okay with it in the light of social media and the perfection that they're shown, and that you don't really see the trials and tribulations of what it took to get to that kind of level of you know, be it Ed Sheeran or your influencers or whatever. Are we teaching our teenagers that actually it's okay? You're just going to, chances are you're going to fail for the next 15 years at what you do, but it's okay as long as you're happy. You're built for failure at that age. You're young, you're good looking, you're energetic. You're built for failure. It's fine. Crack on.
Yeah, and I think even the whole happiness thing though as well. Like as long as you're happy, it's like happiness is a bit of a pressure as well in itself. Like, just sometimes just be okay. Do you know what I mean? I'm just all right, and that's okay sometimes.
You're listening to Don't Laugh But with Rebecca Elliott and Kirsty Hudson, the most meaningless small talk about life's most meaningful questions.
I show my kids failure a lot, I mess up hugely in a parenting, and I
was going to say, what about parenting? Because that, I just feel like a failure most of the time.
I think
you're doing too much, you're doing too little.
Oh, absolutely.
I say when you give birth to a child, you also give birth to a whole bag full of guilt.
You totally do. But I think that everyone, before they have children, do I want to have a teenager? Because having a baby is easy. Yeah. Like you got a baby, they do what you do, and then but then they become these people that have their own thoughts and their own feelings, and they really challenge you, and you mess up all the time. Yeah. I say the wrong thing, and am I worried about it too much? Am I not worried about it enough? Are they safe? Are they not safe? I don't know. Is that the right thing to do? Yeah. And it's a real, because I do feel the children come through you. They're not they're not mine. They are their own people.
Absolutely.
But bugger me, I want them to do what I say sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a constant.
It is. And actually having a disabled child, it's weird and it's unfounded, but I've felt like, because my first child, I felt like a bit of a failure by not having a quote-unquote normal kid.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, obviously it's and she was perfect and beautiful in my eyes and da-da-da, but you're surrounded by, the other mums who were pregnant when you were pregnant, you're going to the baby groups, and you feel, well, my child isn't sitting up yet, my child isn't talking, or whatever, or smiling, whatever the stage is. And at that time it was a bit vague, we didn't really know that she had brain damage and all that, but even when we did know, there's just a part of you that thinks, is it something I did? Am I
Yeah.
So that's unfounded, but I think the pressure put on mums, particularly mums and dads, but when you have a baby, that your baby should be doing this and should be doing that.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
If they're not sleeping through the night, you feel like a failure. And it's because
when you've
kids
got,
are different.
They do, and when you've got even got typical kids, that pressure to think my kid isn't doing that.
Yeah.
And you my kid, and there is a sense of competitiveness as well.
There always is.
Because and also I find this really quite interesting. I want my children to be happy so I can relax.
Yes.
You know. Yeah. And I think as parents we tend to do that. We want them to, so that I can feel okay about it and I can feel okay about the job I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what having kids has really been good for me, to challenge me and go, you know what, they can just be. Yeah. And that's enough. And they don't have to be joyous and happy and hilarious all the time and be.
No, I agree. Although when they are just being, but they're on the iPad.
Oh, good Lord.
I feel guilty. After about 10 minutes of that, I feel guilty. But the other half of me just goes, but it's peaceful.
But it's peaceful and it's quiet.
It's peaceful,
I know. I thank God.
But the guilt, you're weighing up that peace against the guilt constantly.
Oh my gosh. And I've got friends who don't let the kids watch television, and I'm like,
what are they thinking?
I know. I am thankful for the television every day.
Thank God for it.
You
do get to the point you turn it off and you go and insist that they climb trees. Go and climb a tree, for God's sake.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, we do. We both do that. But there are the moments when they are on the iPad and you kind of need that, but I always feel guilty about it.
But then I feel guilty then, if my son, I feel worried, or guilty, because he's, say, 15 now, and is he gone to bed too late? Or he says he slept in enough. He doesn't lay in bed all day, do you know what I mean? He's not in that typical, because he's a skateboarder and he's going out and he's doing stuff. But even now I'm like, is it safe there? Or is that the right thing for him to be doing? Because he could be smoking weed there, he could be doing this. It's that constant feeling I'm not doing enough.
You're doing too much, you're doing too little.
And
my kid's 11, and so he's just sort of started going out on his own, knocking for a friend and that, which is normal at 11. I was doing that, younger than that. Yeah. But there is that part of you that thinks, should he be doing that?
Am I responsible to do that? Am I failing him as a person?
And equally, if you fill their time too much, if you think, well, Toby's got football this week and he's got an after-school club and he's got, when he had scouts as well and stuff like that. But that's great because he's not on an iPad, but he needs time to be bored.
Totally.
I don't want the kids who've just got constant stuff going, and then don't actually learn that actually some days are just quiet. You've got to find your own entertainment. So it's that constant balance.
Oh my Lord! And then you get all this.
Ourselves up.
And then you got this Facebook going, no, I will only feel successful if I've got raised really successful kids, and I'm just like, God,
No.
if I just raise kids that are alive still, I'll be happy.
I was going to say, it
sometimes.
depends on success. I
Exactly.
just want them to be happy.
Oh God, I know.
And become doctors.
Yes,
I don't want that
and pay for my retirement. That's,
absolutely. Yeah, that's all.
yeah,
That's
all
all
those things, absolutely.
Another thing I've always failed at, languages.
Oh yeah. I
And
speak a bit Dutch.
I wish I hadn't. Do you?
Yeah.
Go on.
Hoi, hoe gaat het met jou?
Oh, that's quite sexy. What does that mean?
That means, hello, how are you?
Lovely.
Yes, look at that.
Yeah.
See, I might wee myself
It's
in
not
Iceland.
advanced, is it?
What? I can speak fluent Dutch. What are you talking about?
Well,
I say fluent.
yeah.
I say fluent.
Yeah, hang on.
I say fluent. So I spent a few years growing up there when I was little, and obviously, because it'd been weird if I was growing up when I was an adult.
You grew up somewhere like Holland.
Yeah, Belgium.
Where's that?
So I spoke it fluently. It took me. My mum. This is what I thought was amazing about my mum. She put me into a Dutch-speaking school.
Yeah.
Like, totally. Like, just gotta get on with it. Like,
Really?
yeah, put us into a Dutch-speaking school. I was speaking Dutch within 3 weeks fluently because I had to. It was a necessity.
Yeah. And kids pick it up, don't they?
Yeah,
Really
the
quickly.
kids really do. Although my children can't do any languages.
No.
I mean, they really are
can't,
quite
I'm
thick, my children.
desperate to.
Yes.
You know?
Mhm.
And like we go to France and stuff, I just feel like an idiot for the entire holiday.
I know, I start to panic, and then I'll
person
start...
who speaks loud.
Yeah,
I
and
just can't bear it.
No.
So I don't enjoy the holiday because I just feel like a twat the entire time.
Oh, I still enjoy the holiday, but I just walk in thinking, all right, I've got this. And I walk into the shop and I go, au revoir.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know.
That's the thing I do. I can ask some stuff.
Right.
You know, so I'll go asking if il y a un café par ici? And then,
Oh, what's that?
yeah, is there a cafe near here? I've got that. I've got that. It sounds quite good. So I go up to someone and, yeah, il y a un café par ici? And they look at me and I think it's going well. And then they'll give the answer, yeah, je déborde bleu. And I'm like, yeah, just nodding, not a clue. And then I'm sure they've go that way. And then I walk off down the opposite way, just confidently striding. And at that point they know I'm a twit.
Yeah, I'm exactly like that when someone tells me directions.
Yeah.
Like,
You're nodding. Yeah.
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
when
don't
they
go,
go,
which-
do
which
you
one
know
go?
the Arkwright Road? You go, yeah, thinking no.
like, I lost him on the first roundabout. You know what I mean? I'm like, I have no idea. I just can't hear it. I'm going, yeah, no, nothing. Nothing.
No, I know, right? Have you ever had an epic cookery fail? That's a good question, right?
Have I had an
Hell of a question.
epic? Well, I see myself as quite a good cook.
I know you do.
I think, have I had epic fails? No.
Really?
I
Never?
think-
It's never gone wrong in your kitchen?
Has it ever gone wrong in my kitchen?
That sounds like a euphemism.
Has it ever gone wrong in my kitchen area? Do you know, like, not, I mean, yeah, I mean, bread, I've tried bread a few times.
Right.
And had elements of success,
Yeah.
but also had elements of things with a hole in. I mean, my mum made 2 lemon drizzles last night.
Really?
Both of them sunk in the middle. I mean, what do you do?
No.
What do you do when your lemon drizzle sinks
Did
in the
she
middle?
make one and it sunk and then she decided to make another one and that one
Yeah.
sunk? Oh.
And my mum's
She
a
didn't
good...
learn from the first
No,
one.
but she's a good lemon drizzler as well.
Oh.
What epic fails have you
That's
had?
gutting.
I know you've had one.
No, you consider that a fail. I think that was an absolute outright success.
I think you need to tell
I
listeners.
made some mash,
Mhm.
right? Then I thought I've got some salmon, smoked salmon. I'm going to stir that through. Just so it cooks just lightly in there, breaks up. And I've also got some broccoli. I want to get that down the kids. If it's wrapped in some mash, they'll do that. So I stirred in the broccoli, right? It was cooked. Stirred in the salmon. It was a pink and green
Pile of
mashed potato.
What more
Which
do you
I
want?
then photographed to send to you, and
Mm-hmm.
I thought you'd be quite encouraging. I was absolutely off the mark there, and you thought, let me forget it.
Well, it looked like a
It
pile.
tasted good.
It just looked like something you would not want to eat. It was pink and
I
green mash.
once made a cake. I think it was for my daughter. It was a teddy bear cake.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I wanted the inside to be bright pink. So I
Yeah.
thought that'd be nice.
Uh-huh.
Seen that happen.
Mhm.
That looks easy. Just get some colouring, pop it in.
Mm-hmm.
But the colouring I got wasn't the right colouring. It was the slightly pathetic colouring.
Oh.
And no matter how much you put in, it didn't not go bright pink at all. I think it was the natural colouring.
Oh.
So when you cut
numbers.
into the teddy bear, it looked exactly like flesh.
Oh, nice. That's what you want to
like
be
you were
eating in a
literally
cake.
butchering a small bear.
Yeah.
It's not what you want for your
Happy
child's
birthday. No. Let's kill the bear.
Ideally.
No.
Yeah. Where are you at with exams? Have you failed exams? Exams are horrible.
Yes.
And I hate the fact that exams are a test of how well can you do an exam and not actually a test of where's your knowledge at.
I know. How have I failed an exam?
Some people just can't do.
I have failed exams on a scale unknown to most people. I have failed. I failed my GCSEs 3 times.
Okay.
I took them first, and then they had a thing called CPVE,
What's that?
which was for the kids who failed the GCSEs.
Oh, okay, like an easy version.
I had to do it twice. I failed them again.
I'm not laughing. I think that's.
I failed them again.
Well done for you for picking yourself up, having another crack at it.
Yeah, but I didn't. Imagine that. So I'm doing CPVE with all the A-level students. Like they're all the cool kids, and there's me.
Yeah.
And I just epically and massively and hugely failed them. And the third time I tried them, I did manage to get a humanities and a sociology.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
That served me in no way whatsoever.
So when you say fail, you talk about, did you get an ungraded? Is that, or do you get
I got
an F?
E's maybe.
E's alright, is a thing?
It's not a thing.
No, it's not.
It's not. If you don't get a C or above, it's just.
I'm trying to be nice. I'm really
a C or
working
above
hard here.
is the holy grail.
Yeah.
Of the exam.
Yeah.
World. I don't know why. Now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I don't like that.
I mean, I don't even know what is. I think actually 9 is the best. Is it?
Yeah, you're right.
Is it?
Yes.
I mean, what's that
Why
about?
have they done that? I hated that they suddenly went to A star. It's like they suddenly turned it up to 11. They suddenly said A's brilliant, but it's not the best anymore.
No.
So like, well, why don't you just make A B then?
Yeah.
Why are you saying A but a little bit more? Because now if you've got an A, you think that's not.
That's not right.
Anymore.
No, A star.
I did get 1 A star.
Did you? I got nothing.
But do you see that as a failure? Because I don't think if one is happy where one's life is, yes, I did say 1, then anything that was viewed as a failure in your past, I don't think you can now see as a failure because it all leads into the melting pot. Why are you looking at your watch? I was making a fantastic deep point there.
Yeah, come on.
I'm looking at your watch.
Yeah, it's good
like
text
a
though.
cartoon picture of someone who's bored. May as well yawn at the same time.
I'm not sure it was a picture of someone who's bored.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah.
If you're happy where your life is, can one view any of your past, quote unquote failures as actual failures?
Well, one does sometimes, yes. Yeah, definitely. Sometimes I still don't have my maths GCSE. My sister is taking her maths tomorrow for the 4th time in a row, like my little sister is, and she's 24. And I said to him half to her for retaking it. Because now, if I have to do math now, I have to do functional skills first. And
functional skills?
Do you
have any functional skills?
Well, if you look at my accident in Iceland, clearly not. You know what I mean?
Malfunctioning.
There is nothing functioning. I would like to have my maths, but I don't know why. I don't know why I'd want my maths. I can't do public maths. It's embarrassing.
You can't do public maths?
Can't do
Whoa. Who does maths in public?
Me. You do.
Stand up on a stage and I'm now going to perform some public maths.
Everybody does public maths. Everybody.
Right, you can't just say something like that. What are you talking about?
Like
public maths.
Like, think about it for a quick second. It's not that hard. If you're in a shop,
yes,
someone says that's £6.79.
Yeah.
And then they give you the change. Or you might want to bring the 9 up, like make it, or put the penny to make it round it up or whatever.
Yeah, but that's not public maths.
That's public maths. I'll give you
have to work it out. The machine works it out.
Let me give you that is actually a really good example, but let me give you a better one. Right? You're in a restaurant. You'll struggle with this concept. You're in a restaurant, you're with some friends.
Yeah.
And
I do struggle with that concept.
You're with some
friends, you say.
Yes.
What are they? Explain them to me in
and
maths.
They say, let's split the bill.
Yeah.
And then, okay, that's fine. And I'm looking at it and I have no idea what 1/4 of something is.
Okay.
That's public maths.
Yeah, I guess there are a lot of people
let's just
your camp.
Bullet point this. Is there a thing called public maths?
No.
What is
No. There's maths that you have done in public, but I don't think you call it public maths.
It's public maths. I say to everyone,
it's maths in the real world.
It's public maths.
It's maths in the real world.
Public maths.
No, but if you're talking in a restaurant, you don't call that public speaking. That's a different thing.
Because public speaking is standing up on a stage and
talking to people. You could have just said, I can't do maths. Why did you have to add public? It makes no sense. Don't look at your watch again. What are you doing? Going back to your sister.
Yeah.
I love your little sister.
Yeah.
I was talking to her the other day, and the subject of the podcast came up. This isn't relevant at all, but I just thought. And she said that she hasn't listened, nor does she want to listen, because she's quote heard your voice her entire life. She doesn't want to listen to it anymore. She has to. To which I offered to do her version where I've edited out all of you, and just have me, and she was really up for that. I thought you like that.
I love that. She loves my sound of my voice.
No, she really doesn't.
No, she has heard it for a lot of years.
Yeah,
God, my mum loves my voice though.
Yeah.
My mum loves it.
My mum loves my voice. I mean,
well,
show off about that. No, I do think that failure is something that needs to be embraced. In that, crack on, it'll be alright.
yeah.
I don't know, help me out here.
I think that we need to start, like you say, just viewing failure differently. I'm not really seeing as failure, but do you know what? It's just, and it's horrible. It sucks.
Yeah.
I hate it when things go badly.
Yeah.
And
we all fail every day. I fail at keeping a tidy house.
I fall over
fail
a
at
lot.
parenting.
I fail at keeping a tidy
You wet
house.
yourself in a shop.
Yeah.
I don't meet deadlines. There's all that kind of constant.
Yeah.
But at some point, you just, so those kinds of failures, you have to just accept that that's me, and I can just do the best with what I've got. I fail at weight loss. I'm never going to be the weight I want to be.
Yeah.
A lot of us are at that point, and it's good to keep trying, but I don't think it's good to beat yourself up.
It's just don't define yourself by your failures.
Yeah.
Now that's beautiful.
Yeah. Well done.
That's a beautiful moment. But I tell you something that I did do once on stage. I'm gonna have to have a spurt.
Is it going to involve your bits in some way?
No. I was once in a theatre company
Sigh of relief.
years and years ago, and open class theatre company, and
Why do you say like that? Nobody's heard of that.
no, people do. They're big. Oh, they're big. They're big in the northeast.
You're a
Let me
bit
tell
Frankie
you.
Howard.
Oh yes, precious. And so I'm with we're on stage. There's all four of us, and do you know what the term corpsing means?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Laughing when you shouldn't.
Yeah, and so all of us, I don't know who started it. I think they say it's me that started it. I don't ever think it was really me. Someone there was four actors in the play. One of us started laughing. No, it was five of us in the play actually. One of us started laughing, and the rest of us, the next person started laughing.
Yeah.
All of us, four of us, one gone off. Four of us started laughing so hard, and we could not stop.
Oh, and it gets worse and worse.
It's painful.
Yeah.
It's so painful, and you're just sitting there, and it was like, when you've been told off by the teacher and you can't stop.
Yeah.
And then we went backstage.
I was always that kid in class. Just couldn't stop myself.
Awful.
And I'd explode. So I'd be silent, and then I'd just go.
Yeah.
Like really explode.
I know.
Because you can't stop it.
It's so
and yet it's lovely at the same time because you're laughing. But
it's like when you sneeze and a little bit of wee comes out. That's what that's like.
Is it?
It's like, yeah, you can't stop it.
It's all about weighing yourself, isn't it?
Sorry. I am slightly obsessed with that today, but I think my Kegels need to.
Your eyebrows have infected your brain.
Oh, I think my Kegels need stretching.
Your what?
No, not stretching.
No, the stretching wasn't the word
exercise.
I was taking umbrage with there. Your what?
Umbrage. Stretching.
No, the
Kegels.
Kegels?
Yes. Your muscles. Your pelvic floor muscles. Kegels.
They're just called
No, hold on. Maybe the exercise is called Kegels.
I don't think anything is called
No,
Kegels.
it is. The exercise is called Kegels. Like, I have to, right now, I'm doing my Kegels.
I don't want to know that.
I think it's important. I think,
Don't do a podcast whilst you're doing your pelvic floor exercises.
no, you can do them anytime. That's the beauty of a
Perhaps
kid.
you could help our listeners do. And clench and release.
Yeah, but I am actually doing it right now. But that's not, no.
Podcasting gold.
Yes, I think it's, anyway, so I think those are things that,
What? What are you harking back to? Kegels?
I need to do my Kegels more. Because I can't ever wet myself in public again.
No, I think we've established that.
I mean,
most people know that already. They don't need to experience it to know, oh, I can't do that again as an adult. That didn't go down well. No one enjoyed that. Who knew? Most people just have that innate knowledge.
Mm. Yeah, but it was a big surprise.
Yeah.
It was
okay.
It was a shock.
Yeah, no, that's lovely.
So, yeah, and failure as well. Also, do you want to shut up now?
No, crack on, you know.
I think you just want to go play, what are you playing
I'm
today?
play snooker with my brother. I'm very excited.
Oh, do you remember
snooker? I never win. I always fail at snooker. I mean, I'm terrible at it, but I always enjoy it. But every time I go in with such optimism that today I will beat my break of 3 balls in a row, however pathetic. And every time I don't.
That's it right there.
Yeah?
That's the key.
Is that the analogy for life?
Yeah,
keep hitting those balls.
It's optimism. That's the opposite of failure.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I messed up. I did it again. And it is, it is just going, it's like the fear of stuff, just not allowing the fear to overcome and take you over, and fear of failure. And I think that's what stops us to reaching sometimes, is that fear of failing.
Yeah.
But actually it's that not reaching that is going to...
Definitely. And I think, asking why you're striving for something as well.
Mm-hmm.
Are you striving for it because it's going to make you happy? Or are you striving for it because it's something you think you ought to be? Like if it's thin, or if you think, when I've got that job, when I've done that. You know, are we striving for too much? And actually we should be a little bit happier with where we are.
Well, ironically...
But push yourself a little bit.
I think
not just this constant, I will be happy when, I will be happy when.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, absolutely. And I think
that, if I can, I really learnt that. No, I was going...
point.
When I try and make an actual point and you just laugh at me.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm ready.
I learned that from my daughter. My daughter didn't do anything, couldn't achieve anything, she couldn't walk, talk. She was never going to achieve anything in today's, way of looking at achievement and success. That was not going to happen. And yet she was completely loved and, for the most part, completely happy, content. And is that not a successful life then?
Absolutely, because she was perfectly whole and complete.
Exactly.
As she was.
Exactly.
And that,
You're now feeling quite guilty about laughing at me, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Feel the guilt. Breathe it
in. Yes. I'm not today.
No, thank you for...
No, I think, absolutely, no, there is that. Because I think enough. I am enough, period. Because when the irony of that is when you just allow yourself just to be enough.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I can do this, but when you do allow yourself...
I think if anything, you're more than enough.
Oh.
Yeah, I am too much.
I'm a treat.
To dial it down.
I'm a treat. Well, my eyebrows need to be dialed down, let me tell you that.
Startled.
Yeah.
He's angry startled. He's angry startled.
I hope they fade.
I hope they do.
A little bit.
Grow your fringe.
Well, I was going to cut my fringe.
No, don't cut your fringe.
I've got to cut my fringe.
Don't have a gap where it's just those massive eyebrows looming down.
Yeah, but I'm going to get my eyelash extension. So
you don't loom down on anyone, do you? Too short. Looming up.
It will balance. Can
you loom up?
I had a point. I had a point. When you're enough and you allow yourself to be enough, then the stuff you want actually comes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the bizarrest thing. Like if you go, but I want it and I want it so bad and I want it, you're grasping, I want it and I want it to happen so badly, then you've got a lot of layers in to get rid of. If you just allow things to be as they are and allow yourself just to be enough, just by purely being alive, you are enough.
Settle and accept it. Purely
by being alive, you are enough.
Like a potato. A potato is perfect just by being a potato, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's better when it's roasted.
Oh, that's true. So even the potato should strive for more.
No, because it allows it to... The potato goes, I'm enough, right? I'm enough.
Oh, and then someone comes to roast it and they go, oh, I didn't know I could do that as well.
Exactly.
Look at me.
All
right.
I am just a humble potato giving pleasure to people. Yeah. And that's why... I'm going to put that as a quote somewhere. That's a beautiful thing. That should be
And on that note of pleasurable potatoes...
You're going to go play pool. No, snooker. Looper. Nuts are we. We are snooker. Loopy.
Come on. It was going well and then you brought it down. You know?
Steve Davis.
Yeah. So, failure.
It's
okay.
Failure is an option.
We fail a lot, and that's okay.
Just remember, if you're feeling low, you haven't wet yourself in Iceland.
Exactly. Your life has never got quite that low.
You are a humble potato giving pleasure to people.
Absolutely.
You have a beautiful week,
have a
people.
lovely week.
We'll see you next week.
Give my love to your family.
Lots of love. Oh, I wanted to say that because you said that yesterday.
Yeah, it was good. You can't nick all my love.
Send your love home.
All right.
No, that doesn't work as well.
No,
Lots of love. Do like us on Facebook and
subscribe, share, review. Yeah.
Have a lovely week.
Bye-bye.
Lovely day. Bye.
Kirsty and Rebecca will be back next week with a whole new round of this oddly captivating bollocks. So you may as well listen in.